Maurice Nicol's Psychological Commentary, Volume 5, Amwell, July 4th, 1953. Incomplete and unintelligent self-observation. To work on yourself intelligently is to benefit yourself. It is what you have to do to make your situation better. There is always something to work on, but you do not always observe it. You look in the wrong direction. You look for big things, for crises, not little daily things, but big things begin from little things. Did you observe that slight but negative feeling that just entered you unchecked and with which you identified straight away? It changed your expression and led to the mood of complaining that you're in now. No, you did not observe it. If you had, your work memory would have checked your going along that easy path of associations any longer. You should know how it goes by now. First, a slight negative feeling of discontent with which you identify and to which you say I, then a mood of complaining, then an inrush of feelings and thoughts that everything is unfair, at which even you may be astonished because you never really observe and acknowledge how many daily inner accounts you make against people who appear to you not being to be treated rightly. These accounts accumulate in the same place in you until that place is full up and explodes. Finally, at the end of this path of association lies a black temper and then a waste of sadness and depression. Then you recover for a time and are neither depressed nor excited, but after an interval, the various situations along this path fill up with energy, and all is ready for this chain of states to fire off again to the same order of succession. People do not observe these chains of inner states, one linked to another, or how one state leads associatively to another. They have made no map of themselves, trying to observe one state only. They do not see its connection with the previous or the subsequent one. That is, their observation is incomplete and not intelligent. The work says that in the practice of self-observation, we should notice that things come in pairs. One reason is due to the law of the pendulum. A swing in one direction is followed sooner or later by a swing in the opposite direction. For example, one is overexcited and then too depressed. It is useless to observe only one of these two states. It will not stop them. One follows the other, and you must draw the feeling of I gradually out of both. Ouspensky frequently pointed out that we did not notice how things come in pairs. He usually would say, incomplete observation, when anyone gave a personal observation at a meeting. For years, people tend to observe just one thing and perhaps a week later observe another thing. If you do this, it is no wonder that you get no map of yourself, that is, of what lies in you and the paths connecting them with your psychological country within. For example, if you do something that afterwards you feel ashamed of and appreciate yourself about it, you may observe that you have done but not observe that the resulting negative phase of feeling ashamed and depreciating yourself can lead round and give strength to your doing whatever it was again. In other words, the doing it and feeling of remorse can form a self-reinforcing circle. This is the same with self-justifying or making excuses following bad behavior. If you could be more conscious and not identify so completely with the remorse or justifying that follows your behavior, the power of the mechanical cycle may be gradually lessened. Remember to try something to see your understanding, how you are giving energy to what you identify with, and that the only remedy is not to identify. I am no believer in repentance and tears as indications of turning over a new leaf. As likely, they will reinforce the active side of the old state. I do not think that vows are of any use either, such as, I will never do that again, or I swear it. You will do it again. Such methods of approach are not work methods. The uses of observation not identifying and understanding our work methods, and they can give permanent results. Gurdjieff said that once you really understand yourself, why you must not do something, it is a crime against yourself and against the work to go on doing it. Some of you must know by now that not to do something because you are told not to do is quite different from not doing it because you understand why you should not. Pray always there for understanding. It will be given to you according to your evaluation of the work and according to your realization of your need of the work and according to your patience with yourself. Now, as regards to making more prolonged self-observations so that you can become more conscious of how things are connected in you, and in this way begin to make a map of yourself to which you can add. You have heard the phrase, state is place. The idea is that when you are in a particular state, you are psychologically in a certain place in yourself. You perhaps know that the surface of the physical brain is divided into different areas or places. One place sees, another hears, another feels on being stimulated, and so on. Consider now the diagram of many eyes, which is psychological. When you're in a particular group of identified eyes that are identified, they will introduce a particular state in you. That is, if they love being bitter and negative, you, being identified with them and taking them as you, will feel bitter and negative. Your state will be due to the place you are in. That is what it means that the state is place. There are many dangerous places in the psychological city of yourself. It is necessary to study them by prolonged self-observation and try not to become increasingly conscious of the roads that lead to them and why you go down them. This is intelligent observation.